Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I wanted to do a fresh-faced, minimal makeup, lightweight, barbecue-friendly Memorial Day look. I know that's a lot of descriptors in one, but for me, this is it. I wanted something that looked like there's no mascara, I just curled the lashes. There's some complexion, but not much. It's mostly skincare, SPF, and skin treatment, and just enough makeup to look, in my opinion, presentable, but not enough that you feel like if you're sweating outside all day, it's going to melt off your face. So if that's something you're into, make sure to keep on watching, and don't forget to subscribe because I upload every other day. That'll be the best way to stay up to date on all the fun stuff I'm posting. So if you want to see how we achieved this no makeup, super easy, dewy, fresh look, stay tuned. All right, jumping right in, most of today is really going to come down to skin prep, which is going to allow us to wear a whole lot less makeup. So I'm going to start off with, as always, the Bloom Effects Tulip Dew Vitamin and Mineral Infused SPF. It does have a little bit of pigment to it, as you can see. I do like 1.5 pumps. It's not quite 2. And this is going to add, first off, Mineral SPF 50. It's going to add glow, dew, hydration. It also has, again, that little bit of tint and glow so that everything will feel like I need less coverage. Just a reminder, my skin is very sensitive, so when I apply any product, it will look a little red. I'm going to give it a second for the SPF to sink in, and then my skin will typically come back to its normal tone. That is just my skin. Anytime I rub anything on, that happens. All right, I gave that a little bit of time, and you see how that redness went away, and we just have glowy, healthy skin. That is definitely the vibe. I'm going to follow that up with the Glow Recipe Strawberry BHA Pore Smooth Blur Drops. That is a lot of words, but this is actually a really nice blurring serum. They do say you can use this as a primer, and I'll be honest, I tend to use this more as skincare for the days I don't want to wear makeup than I do on the days underneath makeup, because it does really calm and smooth everything beautifully. I treat it more like skincare than primer. While I let that sink in, I'm going to go on to brows. These are both from Milk Makeup. This is their new Kush Brow Shadow Stick, which is going to be a little spoolie on one side and a soft brow powder on the other. I have mine in the shade Dutch, which I've used their brow products in that shade before. It's a good color for me. I'm going to just brush the hairs of my brows up and away. And I have pretty good brow shape. I just want to sort of fill in. So I'm going to take that powder and just pull that just to darken a tiny bit. I'm not adding a lot. I really just want to sort of fill in what's already there. I don't want it to look like I have a giant brow on. With that spoolie, I'm just going to sort of blend that through the brow. And then the key to a no makeup brow, I'm going to take the Kush Brow Lamination. This is the clear brow gel, and I'm going to comb this in and up. I really want a lifted and fluffy brow. So that's what we're going to do right here. I have been using the the tinted version of this brow gel for years, as many of you will know and remember, but I've only recently started using the clear one. And that's it, an easy, lifted, fluffy brow with not a lot of nonsense. Now that that has sunk in on the skin and the brows are good, this is the Josh Rosebrook Hydrating Accelerator Facial Mist. I'm going to use this a couple times in this routine. Super hydrating, I'm a big fan. And I'm going to apply that on the entire skin, take my sponge, and just press that over. I'm not trying to pick up a lot of this product. I am going to layer it up throughout, but I do want to make sure that there's a nice thin layer of this everywhere. Already, just from the skincare, I think my skin looks really healthy, really dewy, really radiant. So we're almost done already. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into, this is from Merit Beauty. This is the Flush Balm in the shade Fox. And I'm going to treat this as my blush for the day. I really don't want a ton of this. And because it's a sheer and a deeper shade, I'm just going to pull it across the cheeks and take that sponge and just press it in and up If it looks like I'm wearing a ton of blush, I have done this wrong. I really just want it to be a soft flush to the cheeks. And I am going to be taking a powder later just to set everything in place and a little bit of a cream concealer. So if it starts a little heavy, it will calm down, I promise. I'm actually going to layer a tiny bit more just on the highest points and over the bridge of the nose. Perfect. And normally for this look, I go in with the Merit Concealer, but I did just get the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. I have it in the shade RN3, so I do want to test that out today. I have not tried this yet, but I've heard good things. And because we're going again for no makeup, I want a very small amount. And you'll notice that this isn't a super bright color for me. It is definitely more of like a neutralizing shade, a little more true to my coloring, and just with the sponge, blending that out. Right away, and where I blended that, that looks absolutely beautiful. It's shearing out nicely, but the places that I'm patting it in, I am getting quite a bit of coverage. So with this, you can absolutely build it up and have it be a true full coverage concealer. I am not doing that today. I really wanted to just brighten the under eye, and that's it. Now, I will be setting this down, but it does claim to be self-setting, so we shouldn't need much of that at all. Hydrating and crease-proof as well. All right, before I get ready to set that in, I do have one more cheek product to throw on. This is the Star Filter Complexion Booster from JLo Beauty. This is Highlight Bronze Diffuse. It is in the shade Rose Gold. And I'm going to take a little bit of this, and I'm going to go right on my finger, one pump, and I'm going to split it between the two sides, a little on the lip, and we're going to orbital bone around the C of the eye before going to the sponge to blend. Now, the trick to this not looking like a stripe on the face is once you blend it in, to sort of blend it a little bit down the cheek over that blush, just so you get that really glowy, diffused light around the whole cheek. I think that looks really good. I do want to take, now that that is on, a tiny bit more blush. We're not going in with a whole lot. We still want it to be like a no makeup, easy summer look, but I need just a little bit more. And it doesn't look like I have much of anything on. So I'm going to grab the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder and the brand new Beauty For Real powder brush, which I'm loving. And I'm just going to set with that thin layer of powder everywhere. You'll notice I'm not setting the under eye yet. I do want to make sure that before I do the under eye, I'm just taking one more quick blend of the sponge. Because if you set a crease, that crease will last forever. All right, so this is where you can take this in whatever direction you want. I am going to be going super, super light on the eyes and lips because I want it to be a very neutral. But if you want to pair this with an eye look, you can. My recommendation, this is the this is Gwen Stefani's line in the shade Midriff. This is one of those like shimmery shadows. It's super bold, but a lot of people with products like these, I will say, use them wrong. So obviously when you swatch it on, it is super metallic. What I like to do for this is I like to take a tiny bit, and instead of like painting it on, I like to just gently pull a thin layer over the whole lid rather than using this as like a metallic. When you pull it over and you use less of it and it's a lot softer, it just gives you that like glowy wet eye, and it doesn't look like you put on a whole lot of shimmer or a whole lot of eyeshadow. So I'm just patting that out. Normally when I want something like this to be super metallic, you know, I'll like paint it on from an applicator and I'll have it be very foiled and I'll kind of let it dry like that. So it really gives you, again, that metallic finish. But today, that's not what we want. I just want that little wash of color on the eye. I am going to curl my lashes because for me, that is not optional. And at this point, the option is whether or not you want to do mascara. For something like this, I am not going to, but you absolutely can. I don't want it to be overly makeup-y. I chose that, you know, sheer metallic sparkly shade on the eyes because it's almost like that I've been outside all day oily eyelid, again, but prettier. So I really want to keep that very neutral. And the last thing we're going to do is go in with a lip oil, something super light. The two I have here are either the Turned On lip gloss from Beauty For Real, which is a neutral lip gloss, very, very pretty. But today I'm going to be using the NYX lip oil, lip drip fat oil. This is in the shade My Main, which is clear. And with no color, we're just going to add some shine to the lips. And again, the goal for this is neutral, easy, fresh, rolled out of bed, easy. Now, if you wanted to take this up a notch, you can definitely throw on mascara. You can use a tint on the lips. You can even go in with more blush. But for me, I wanted like barbecue friendly, Memorial Day, no makeup makeup. So let me know your thoughts down below. I will link all of the products in the description box, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.